From Nairobi University on fire. To Signages dismantled in Nairobi. Are Kenyans being held hostage?
Kenya has been held hostage. So I told you, one of the biggest implementations this New World Order agenda foresees.
Avia House occupied.
20 patients. We have walked all the way from Kenyatta Hospital, coming here for treatment.
We are coming for you.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome back to ShowNewTrend. I'm Yusuf today and my name is Elvis Derry. Patients, some of them carrying infants, they stormed Avia House in Nairobi and they were protesting against the shift system glitches as hundreds of patients are still stranded. Kenyans are still stranded at Kenyatta National Hospital and I'm just wondering, what is CS Deborah Baraza doing? Is she really working for the people? Just take a look at how things unfolded.
We are outside there waiting the gate. We are at the gate waiting. 20 patients. We have walked all the way from Kenyatta Hospital, coming here for treatment. From last week, Wednesday, the systems are not working. And I have come here to protest, to say that they are not working. There are patients in the ward who have been discharged and they have not been treated. This man has a child. Come sit here. He has come all the way from Kibwezi. Come and sit here. His child has swollen a coin. From yesterday, he has been waiting for the SHA to work. It is not working. We have, ladies, please, if you want, you can come and join us down there. We have patients who are sitting out there waiting for that SHA, and it is not working. They are not approving. We have walked all the way to NHIF. We have been told that they are unable to access the portal. We have been in Kenyatta waiting for that portal to open, and it is not opening, it is not working. Please be aware, it is not working.
Tunazungushwa tu, can't we just get answers surely? Tunaumia. You think coming here tunaumwa, we have to get the courage ufike mpaka hapa.
Yani, Kenyans, you mean to tell me that we have been pushed the wall? The people of Kenya have been pushed the wall to the point where even patients have started activism so that they can access the system and hopefully get treatment. Like, where are we heading to as a country?
System of a downgraded healthcare service pushed sick people to storm into Avia House during a press briefing. A woman who had undergone CS 2 weeks back and developed complications said she couldn't get treatment because of the inner refusal workings of SHA.
I had CS done 2 weeks ago, and then there are some complications. Nikakuja Kenyatta again. Nothing is going to happen unless SHA approves.
GOK is currently offering Schrodinger's healthcare coverage. Many of the patients who don't get pre-authorized end up paying out of pocket or abandoning treatment, and with push coming to CS, having to show up at a press briefing to be listened to.
After patients and infants storming Avia House and protesting against the system glitch, the SHA system glitch, the SHA shift nonsense, CS Deborah Baraza, she came out and said this.
Now, today we have come just to assess the situation following the incidents and the concerns as well as grievances by Kenyans regarding the system interruption. And we acknowledge, yes, there was a system interruption, which is common with any system, as we can see, not only in Kenya, but globally. And so, having identified the system interruption, we've been able to first visit the labor ward as well as the maternity area. We have also seen the billing and discharge area in this facility. And we are happy to report that the system is up and running following great work. There was tireless and endless work among the technical team. I had instructed them to look at interventions to ensure that we don't have any kind of system interruption, have an alternative in case it do so happens. And we are happy happy to report to Kenyans that yes, we have an alternative system, and we have experienced and seen that there is no system interruption. The incidents occurred on the 14th and 15th up to 10 a.m. and the backlog has been sorted. Patients have again are receiving seamless services, and I want to assure Kenyans that health services will continue in the National Referral Hospital and other facilities, and will ensure that the services are seamless.
Since the protest started, to the point where even the Gen Zs, they stormed the parliament building and set it ablaze, Kenya has gained a lot of international attention. And the question is the international community watching? Are they taking notes? Are they seeing what is happening in the Kenyan politics? Just listen to what Cherina 254 had to say.
So I did a bit of reading on the ICC case that was, on President Ruto, and I just discovered that he was never acquitted. The court actually refused to acquit him, but the case was dismissed for lack of evidence. If I was President Ruto, I wouldn't let Kenya go where it's going, and I wouldn't let uncivilized, uneducated people like Sudi be talking the way they are talking, because Kenya is being watched. I live in the Netherlands and people are talking, and the ICC is watching Kenya. And one thing about a prosecutor, if he didn't catch you the first time, if he has an opportunity to catch you the second time, he's not going to rest. So for President Ruto, people are digging a grave for you. Don't let your loose dogs like Sudi be talking rubbish like that and polarizing the country before 2027. It's gonna be trouble for you.
Nairobi City County Chief Officer for Environment, Geoffrey Mosiria, together with his team, they went around at night in Nairobi City removing businesses' signages in the streets. But not so many business owners were happy with these actions. Some of them claiming that those businesses' signages are paid for and who will compensate them. Take a look at some of these scenes of Geoffrey Mosiria and his team removing businesses' signages in the streets.
These are the signage za block watu kupita. Na sasa pembeleza watu. Hii ni Sabina Joy. Sabina Joy wameficha signboard zote. Wameziweka, wamezipanganisha hapa. Wewe, hebu toa hiyo kubwa. Hapo sawa.
After many complaints from business owners, Geoffrey Mosiria, he came out and said this.
Mlisema mnataka CBD kwe safi. Mkasema amtaki kuona uchafu town katikati. Amtaki kuona zile mikokoteni zinafungwa kwa walkway zinawazuia kupita. Amtaki kuona zile masanduku, my illegal structures ziko kwa walkways zimejaa uchafu kila mahali. Kama department ya mazingira chini ya uongozi wa Governor Sakaja, tumeamua kusafisha jiji. Tunakuja, tunasafisha, tunatoa all illegal structures. Kuna wengine walikuwa na complain, ukitembea town, hata some of the signages zimewekwa zinagonga watu vichwa zao. Some of them are illegal. So let me say this. We are going to remove all illegal signages ambazo zinafanya town inakuwa chafu. Watu wameprint paper signages, wameweka kila mahali. Kama mtu uko na duka, kwa mlango wako pale kwa mlango, wekila signage yako vizuri. Haja gani kwa walkway unaweka signage ambayo inafika kwa macho ya watu? Even the CCTV cameras, they cannot capture the movement ya surrounding.
After business signages were removed in the streets in Nairobi CBD, this is how Nairobi City looked like the next day. And in another shocking story, Nairobi University was on fire at night. And I'm just wondering, and many people are wondering out there, like, what caused this fire? What was the reason for this fire? And many people have been left speechless. So if you're from Nairobi University, a student from this university, tell us in the comments down below what really happened, what really took place at the university. Tell us some of these scenes of Nairobi University on fire.
Kuna kitu mbaya kama moto. Mimi naleta moto kama selo. Mimi hadi uniue kuliko moto. Mimi naenda kwa lift kwa chini na ngoja. Moto gas itakuua.
Just take a look and listen to what Dr. Mumbi Seraki had to say about University of Nairobi on fire.
Can you imagine, family? There's been a massive fire overnight at the University of Nairobi. On the eve of the biggest demonstration that was supposed to happen today, where students from all over were going to be protesting against this new financing thing, HELB, whatever it is. I swear, these guys think, do they think we're such idiots? Do they think we're such fools? Have you ever heard? Me personally, I've never heard of a fire at University of Nairobi, like where the main campus is, where all the files, all the books, all the knowledge is. And we already know now what's happening with DCI, with everything we've been told about Noordin Haji. So who do you think's behind this? So this is the fire at University of Nairobi. There was one fire truck that came. Guys are saying they hope it's not the finance department, because you know how these guys like to joke around.
So Kenyans, after all this, do you think that there's a money problem in our universities? And do you think that the President of Kenya, William Ruto, was crafting the university funding model? Listen to what Chegema Juice had to say.
I can see comrades all over the country saying that they will organize a mammoth strike if President Ruto does not tell the Minister of Education to release the money for the HELB. You know what these people, they don't understand is that when Ruto was crafting the band 1, band 2, band 3, he was cunningly crafting it because hakuna pesa kwa serikali. Are you together? So he was crafting it so that university comrades will not get the funding through the technicalities. Ungekuwa unajaza hiyo band 1, band 2, band 3, unaambiwa wewe hutapata hizi pesa because of A, B, C, D. That was the reason Ruto was crafting it. Awanyime pesa. That's why the band 1, band 2 was being crafted. Because he knew these things of help, as long as a student amefikisha cut-off points za university, anastahili apewe help. Na kwa sababu Ruto don't want to give out that money, kwenye anapeleka pesa za taifa ndiye anajua, that's why he was crafting the band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4. Now that the court squashed that thing, you are putting Ruto to square zero. Aanze another plan ya ku make sure vile comrades hawatapata pesa zao. Here's a help. And I'm telling comrades, if you don't put pressure, my friend, nyinyi hamtasoma, hizo pesa hazitapatikana, my friend. Munasikia even some ministries, my friend, tissue paper inakosa, tissue paper, my friend. And still people are supporting Ruto. My friend, let me tell you, your country will collapse in your own eyes.
Despite the challenges that our university students are facing each and every day, some of them are looking forward to graduate and some of them are almost graduating. And the only message I can leave them with is this.
PLO is one who says a good dancer knows when to leave the dance floor. So I want to leave the dance floor now. I want you, as you leave this afternoon, go out there with the confidence of a Luo man. Go out there with the loyalty of a Kamba man. Carry the name of this institution with the beauty of a Taita woman. Oh, go out there and be angry at poverty and failure with the anger of a Kisii man. I want you to also go out there and be as brave as a Maasai warrior. I know sometimes things will be highs and lows, mountain and valley. Have the staying power of a Kalenjin runner. But please, there is a lot that life has to offer to you. May you have the appetite of a Luya man. God bless you and thank you very much.
Kenyans, since President William Ruto took office, since the day he was sworn in, what has really changed in Kenya and what has been working for Kenya and Kenyans? Listen to how Ruben Kigame outlines what has been working for Kenya. Like they will not believe. Listen to this.
You want us to speak about what is working, and I'll tell you what is working. What is working is insults of the citizens. What is working is abductions. What is working is increase of taxes. What is working is many Kenyans failing to receive services from SHA. What is working is parents not knowing whether their children are in primary school or high school. What is working is extra borrowing. In fact, I have had a preview of what the 2025-2026 budget looks like. And we are completely increasing our expenditure and going on high, expecting that miracles will happen from somewhere. For this government, the miracles look like borrowing. And I see, fascination with talk and talk. Let's bring down the cost of government, then you raise it. Let's stop foreign trips, then you increase them. Let's make life easy for Kenyans, you make it harder. You see, the measure of whether something is working is not statistics. The measure of if your wife or husband is happy is not a press statement. So we don't want gaslighting. We do not want the bravado and the pomp out there. What we want to see is the promises that were made to citizens being fulfilled. And the tragedy of this Kenya Kwanza government is broken promises. It's better not to promise than to promise and not fulfill.
Do you remember this video of President William Ruto saying that the Wi-Fi in Kenya across the country is free?
When we delivered the Wi-Fi across Kenya and made it free, we intended it to be used for good purposes, for people to access e-commerce space, to work on that internet. But sometimes it is used to send us encouraging messages.
I'm just wondering, which are those Kenyans who are using free internet, free Wi-Fi? Please tell us in the comments down below. Because currently right now, the government is seeking to hike license fees for satellite providers by over 10 times since Starlink entered the local market. Did you know that? Just listen to this.
Things might change for satellite communication service providers operating in Kenya, such as the American company Starlink. Here's why. The Kenyan government, through its communications regulator, CA, plans to raise the license fees for the rights it gives companies like Starlink. Per new proposals CA published in December, Kenya seeks to review the satellite landing rights, also known as SLR, license it requires companies to obtain in order to land their signal in Kenya. CA seeks to raise the SLR initial license fees from the current $12,500 which is about 1.6 million Kenyan shillings, to 15 million Kenyan shillings. The regulator further wants to introduce an annual operating fee of 4 million shillings, or 0.4% of the company's annual gross turnover, whichever is higher. Stakeholders have until January 23 to submit their comments on the proposals, which CA plans to implement in the 2025-2026 financial year. CA says the review is meant to address and remove certain market entry and operational barriers identified over time.
So do you think the internet, the Wi-Fi, will be free or not? Because in the looks of things, this sounds and looks different from what the president said.
When we delivered Wi-Fi across Kenya and made it free, we intended it to be used for good purposes, not for sending us some of these messages. Musiniingilie, those are not my words. Those are the words of your president. Amesema the Kenya Kwanza government has delivered Wi-Fi for free across the country. Wewe kama kwenu hakuna Wi-Fi ya huko Kenya,
Rudi Kenya. Huku Kenya, we are enjoying free Wi-Fi. Hey, every time you just want to think something positive about your country, they just make it worse. Aki, si mtu ambie tu Ruto anyamaze. Angoje tu 2027 sasa. Juu, free Wi-Fi.
This clearly shows you that the economy is being held hostage and is being crushed to deliberately have total control of the masses.
Kenya has been held hostage. So I told you, one of the biggest implementations this New World Order agenda foresees is creation of what you call CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies. And for that to happen, the first thing they have to do is to ensure they crash the economies of all these countries. See, it's simple. If I want to build an economy of a country, I only want to do one thing. I have to ensure everyone has money in their pockets.
Yeah.
Because economies are built by circulation, money in circulation. When I have money and you have money and he has money, we all spend. The government is earning through VAT and all those things. But if you look at the Kenyan situation, all these taxes being brought in. Today, you're told more than 245, 250 international companies have already left Kenya.
Yeah.
They are moving to Tanzania. Today, from number 1, we are number 5 in terms of GDP growth. Rwanda is leading with 6.9. Number 2 is Uganda, 5.6. South Sudan has a 5.6. Tanzania has a 5.5. We are stuck at 5.0, 5.1. Why? These policies you're talking about. So we as Kenyans have to sober up. And this goes to the leadership. As in, it costs nothing for leaders to decide that building a country is all about baking a bigger cake. So today we have a leadership that is all scrambling for this small piece of cake. What they don't know is that once you bake a bigger cake, you'll even have enough for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is how they're supposed to think. You know? But if you look at the situation and the way these things are being implemented day in, day out, it tells you we're in a very big problem. And the government of the day has been held hostage. And we have to say as is. And that's the reality.
To be honest, it is quite clear that Kenyans are tired and they want a change in this country. They want a better future for this country. And one man decided to inject on the streets in public, despite his current situation in life. He understands exactly what is taking place in his home country. Let's listen to this.
Mama wa mboga. Vijana wa boda boda. Wale watu wanafanya biashara ndogo ndogo. Na tumepanga.
Acha kucheka, tutachukua video.
Tumetenga bilioni 52 wa mama wa mboga, vijana wa mkoteni, watu wa boda boda, wale watu wanafanya biashara ndogo ndogo, na tumepanga na tumeweka mikakati. Na tumeweka mikakati. Safari hii hatutakubali mwananchi wa kawaida akosa pesa mfukoni. Ama namna gani jamani? Wale
That women will no longer use jembes to till their land. Government will import between 7,000 and 10,000 tractors into the country.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I'm your host, Elvis Derry. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
They're coming for you.